BC, start the launch auto sequence.
In work.
Prop, confirm you're ready for engine chill in 30 seconds.
Prop is ready for engine chill.
Spacecraft are on internal power.
Stage 1 locks, Stage 1 fuel, Stage 2 fuel rates all nominal.
All stations verify, ready for launch. All stations acknowledge. FTS.
FTS go.
Prop.
Prop go.
ABI.
ABI's go.
GNC.
GNC go.
OSM.
OSM go.
Recovery.
Landings go. LC, LD, go for launch.
T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have liftoff of the Falcon 9.
Propulsion is nominal. Second stage ignition.
Stage 1 is underneath split.
Turns up.
Stage 1 boost ramp is starting. Spacecraft 1 and 2 have been deployed. Final Orbcom payload deployed.
Our drone ship waiting for there's the engine. Slow it down, lights are deployed.
I don't know if you guys can hear this, but the crowd is going absolutely nuts
And as Tom just mentioned, we have those cameras out at Landing Zone 1, as you can see right here. And this is where we're going to see the Falcon 9 return.
You should see the range there. Landing will start pretty soon. We can't promise it, but the footage should be better than on the drone ship because the video cameras are a little bit further away. You can see the vehicle's plumes coming into frame now. That's Falcon 9 going to return at Landing Zone 1.
We're just getting word that the landing burn's beginning. Focus your attention and we'll see if we can see it.
It looks like we could see the exhaust gases just in the top of the frame.
It's as though things have frozen, which, like we said, this speed, there's no Wi-Fi out in the Atlantic Ocean yet. So we can't bring you a status update, unfortunately. We would love to know as much as you.
We actually, back to the main mission briefly, we did just get a confirmation of a good orbit from the second stage. It's as excited as we all are to figure out what happened to that first stage. The primary mission today is to bring JCSat-16 into geostationary orbit, and we're actually doing great on that front with our confirmation of good orbit.
So that good orbit is the initial stage. It's that initial low Earth orbit section before the second stage begins a second burn to turn that orbit from a circular...
Coming up on the engines, we have boost back burn. You can hear the applause in the background from the SpaceX team gathered around the Mission Control Center as we're watching the 3 Merlin engines on the first stage light, and we have got shutdown for the boost back burn. So currently we're coming up on T plus 7 minutes. Second stage continues to head into orbit. First stage is coming back to the drone ship. Let's go down to the floor for the landing burn and the entry into orbit of the second stage.
So as you just saw, the re-entry burn for the first stage has just completed and looks successful. You can still see camera footage from the first stage descending down. Hopefully we'll be able to maintain video all the way down to the drone ship.
What a great shot that is. It's beautiful. Now, so as you know, sometimes we lose that video in the drone ship. There's a lot of vibrations happening there. We're going to try our best to keep that link, and hopefully once that landing burn hits, we'll catch it, we'll see it visually, and if all goes well, Falcon 9 will be standing proud there on the deck of our drone ship.
You may have noticed little puffs of what looked like smoke coming out from between the grid fins every once in a while. Those are part of the attitude control system. I think this is the landing burn.
Looks like the landing burn has just started, so we should be coming right down on the deck of Just Read the Instructions.
This is a single engine landing burn, so it's a slower decrease in speed.
You can actually see the deck of the drone ship right now.
One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Shut down.
And we have shutdown for the first stage. In about 45 seconds, we'll have our landing burn begin. That landing burn will last for about 30 seconds. And then we'll have touchdown of the vehicle.
AFTS has the...
That landing burn is going to take us from going about 1,000 kilometers an hour right down to 0 on the surface of Earth. Landing legs will deploy about 10 seconds before landing. Stage 1 just passed through transonic regime.
Landing burn startup.
And landing burn has hit startup, and we have ignition. See the landing legs deploy in a few seconds.
Leg deploy.
And we have touchdown. First stage has landed back at landing zone 1. It's another good day for us at SpaceX. It's a beautiful sight to see. That is the 4th landing of a Falcon 9 at landing zone 1.
Landing burn has started.
The confirmation of the landing burn has started.
Landing legs have deployed.
And it looks like we may have lost some of the footage coming in for the landing ship, coming in for the drone ship.
Seco 1, go.
We do expect to lose signal from the drone ship as we come in. If you've watched previous missions, that is not uncommon for us to lose coverage of the first stage coming back to the drone ships. The rocket vibrations coming into something like that can cause some issues. And it looks like we did have a good recovery of the first stage. Video feed did come back. That is touchdown for first stage on the drone ship. This was a 3-engine landing burn. Most challenging landing to date. Successfully touched back down on Of Course I Still Love You. Meanwhile, we have a good
Left-hand side, we have a camera on the first stage as it descends, and on the right-hand side, we have a camera on the ground tracking that first stage as it makes its way back. You can see the rocket start to vibrate around as it hits the thicker parts of the atmosphere. In about 10 seconds, that center Merlin engine is going to ignite once more and set the rocket down as gently as possible at the pad at LZ1. Landing burn has begun. On the left-hand side, you can see the first stage approaching the pad. And on the right-hand side, you see the pad shot. Let's watch it land. As you just saw on this webcast, X marks the spot for yet another picture-perfect landing of a Falcon 9 first stage back at LZ-1 in Cape Canaveral, Florida. This is great news for everyone here at SpaceX. This is exactly what we try to do with all of our rocket, or most of our rockets now these days. So while we all are very excited about this successful
Church of AOS.
That landing burn has started. You can see the drone ship in the view. And it looks like we lost the camera feed. Oh, wait, there we go.
Rapidly decreasing the entering velocity.
Entry burn shut down.
Successful conclusion of the re-entry burn. You can notice that's ground underneath Falcon 9 there, heading toward landing zone 1. We're about to slow back down through the speed of sound. You notice those vibrations as that is coming up.
Stage 1 AFTS has staged.
Stage 1 is transonic.
Coming up in just a few seconds now, we're going to begin the landing burn. That will slow the vehicle down for a gentle touchdown.
Landing burn startup.
This is a single engine burn, which allows for more control. And there you can see it on the screen on your right there, descending through the clouds, headed towards the concrete pad.
Landing leg deployed. The Falcon has successfully landed. Landing operators, please move to procedure 11.100 for section 3.
And there we had it. You can see the landing legs deployed. That's Falcon 9 standing proud at landing zone 1. At that point, or at this point, with the successful landing of the first stage, we'll be
Stage 1 landing successful.
Delta LS. 7.5 minutes into flight. You can hear from the applause. We lost the signal briefly, then it returned with the view of the first stage in that pre-dawn darkness, sitting on top of Just Read the Instructions out in the Pacific.
Video from the drone ship, Of Course I Still Love You.
Legs have deployed.
And a brief cutout in video there, but as you can see, Falcon 9 rocket is currently standing on the deck of Course I Still Love You. Yet another successful landing of a Falcon 9 first stage. This is our 18th successful landing of the Falcon 9 rocket.
A 30-second landing burn.
Stage 2, AFTS has...
It's a live view from, of course, I Still Love You, our drone ship out in the Atlantic Ocean.
And we have Seiko.
We do have confirmation while we're waiting for an image from the drone ship that we did have our second stage engine cutoff. But if you've tuned into past and webcasts, you've noticed that we have lost feeds in the past of our stage 1. Right now, we don't exactly know the state of stage 1. But as of this moment, it does look like we are in a good parking orbit for stage 2.
This is recovery. Stage 1 is landed. Recovery operators moving to section 1.
And we have confirmation from recovery operators that stage 1 has landed. Stage 1 has landed. We don't have any images and footage to share with you. Oh, there's an image right now.
Stage 1 entry burn shut down.
Falcon 9 first stage headed back toward Cape Canaveral Air Force Station, where it launched 6 minutes, 37 seconds ago.
Stage 2 performance nominal.
Everything going well with Stage 2 carrying Dragon to the
Stage 1 AFTS has saved.
International Space Station.
Stage 1 is transonic.
Stage 1 is past the speed of sound. It's now subsonic.
Landing burn startup.
Landing burn underway. First stage landing legs will be deployed shortly. And a sonic boom passes across the Florida Space Coast as the Falcon 9 first stage makes a pinpoint landing back at landing zone 1 at Cape Canaveral Air Force Station.
LZ1, the F9 has landed. Landing operators proceed to procedure 11.100, section 3 on LZ1 net.
Landing legs have deployed. LZ1, Falcon is landed. Landing operators moving to procedure 11.100 on RCY1 and ramp 2.
Wow. Wow. Did you guys see that? That was awesome. That's the only thing I can really
that was
say right now.
absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. I got nothing else.
Oh, man. Recapping all the great things that you just saw there. Successful liftoff from the pad, successful stage separation, but before that, successful booster separation. You can see stage 1. The two side boosters, pardon me, you can see the center core, and you can see MVAC lit up. Oh my gosh.
Then the beautiful shots of Starman chilling in the Tesla Roadster. Just absolutely incredible. On your screen at the moment, you've got a few things happening. On the upper right, you've got MVAC-D continuing its burn. On the upper left, you have the center core headed back towards the autonomous spaceport drone ship. And in the two bottom screens, you've got the side boosters headed back towards Cape Canaveral Air Force Station, landing zones 1 and 2. The next step coming up for the side boosters and the center booster is the re-entry burn. That's going to slow it down from, or slow all the boosters down from way faster than the speed of sound to just faster than the speed of sound in order to reduce some of those aerodynamic forces and heating that occurs when you're moving that quickly through the atmosphere.
And as you can see on your screen, that re-entry burn for those two side boosters has begun.
boosters entry burn shut down.
Side core entry burn started.
The center core in the upper left of your screen performing its own re-entry burn. You can see the edge of Cape Canaveral in both of the side booster cameras as those are coming in.
Yes, PY and NY side boosters have saved.
Center core entry burn shutdown.
And even though those look very similar, those two boosters views, those are actually representing different boosters. And they're heading towards Earth. They're about to begin their landing burns. We'll hopefully be able to bring you nice footage of that.
Both side boosters transonic.
And watch for the landing legs deploy at the tail end of that landing burn.
And that landing burn has started.
Both boosters looking to be on track towards their respective landing zones.
Landing burns have started. Side boosters landing legs have deployed.
And the Falcons have landed.
LZ1, LZ2, both side boosters have touched down. Landing operators move on to 11.1 recovery 1 and recovery 2.
And coming up very shortly, the center core will be attempting its landing on the autonomous spaceport drone ship.
You may also be hearing the second engine cut off. Oh, check on your screen. Sometimes this footage goes out when it approaches the drone ship and the heavy vibrations make it lose signal.
The drone ship is situated approximately 300 kilometers off the coast of Florida, and as you can see, that landing burn has started. Let's see if we can catch it. The first stage has successfully landed on Of Course I Still Love You. This marks the 24th successful landing of a Falcon 9 first stage. And meanwhile,
landing burn has started. Those landing legs should be deploying very soon. There it is. And after a brief interruption in the video signal, we are looking at the 25th recovered first stage of a Falcon 9 vehicle. What a great sight. That is a camera on our drone ship. Of Course I Still Love You. The crowd's going nuts here at Space.
Stage 1 entry burn is shut down. Landing legs have deployed.
And of course, as a rocket descends upon a drone ship out in the middle of the ocean, it is of course difficult to sustain connection with it, so we'll get an update on that in a second. But we return back now to the primary mission, which is second stage with Telstar. And before we step into that coast period, there the vehicle is. Again, as a rocket fires upon a ship with a camera, it's hard to keep connectivity. But there it is, standing proud on Of Course I Still Love You.
Waiting for the downlink from the drone ship or from the Falcon 9.
Stage 1 landing leg deploy. landing burn shut down.
We've heard a call out, landing legs deployed, then we heard landing shutdown. We don't have a very good picture.
Burn has begun. Let's see what we get. So we lost the video right there, but hopefully we will get that back. Hopefully, but we have heard that we've had a successful second engine cutoff and that stage 2 is in a good orbit. Hopefully we can get a view on that drone ship if everything stabilizes, but if not, we'll give you an update on the status of the first stage once we get it. What we're hearing right now is that stage 2 is in a good orbit. It's in its nominal parking orbit. And so what we're going to do right now is we're going to take a little break. As you can hear, we got it. Awesome. This is the second landing of this boost.
Vac shutdown. Stage 1 landing leg deploy.
And we're waiting for confirmation on first stage on the drone ship.
This is recovery. Falcon 9 is landed. All landing operators proceed to procedure 11.
We don't have a view, but we hear recovery calling out Falcon 9 is landed. Also, importantly, in the background just now, we had second stage engine shutdown on time. Guidance, navigation, and control engineer confirmed.
The landing burn has started.
That Falcon 9 first stage should be approaching the ground just about in 5 seconds here. Let's watch as it attempts to land.
Stage 1, landing legs are deployed. Vandenberg, LZ4, the Falcon is landed. Landing out.
And it appears that that Falcon 9 first stage has just stuck the landing.
Onboard cameras in space. So you can see through the choppiness there that the entry burn has started. Remember, 20-second burn in total for the re-entry.
Stage 1 entry burn shutdown.
And the entry burn has concluded, as you can see.
Landing bird startup.
And there was Seco. You caught it at the very end there. Don't know exactly what's happening with the landing, but we'll report back for that as soon as we have information. But you saw that blip there at the end where Seco 1, second engine cutoff number 1, did occur, where the second stage stopped firing. We're going to check some data and tune in on first stage here in a second.
Nominal orbital insertion. All right, landing shutdown.
Falcon signal tape.
On the drone ship.
And there it is. The first stage has landed on the drone ship, Of Course I Still Love You, in the Atlantic Ocean.
And across all of SpaceX, as this is the third time, the first time that we are trying to land this for a third time. So there we can see that final landing burn happening. We'll be looking for deployment of the landing legs here momentarily. Falcon 9 has touched down for the third time.
Stage 1 landing burn has started.
Center engine has lit. We're slowing ourselves down, preparing to find the drone ship right underneath us. You've got the camera view from the drone ship now. Waiting to see the first stage come into view. And we're getting the signal dropout, which is not unusual. We're going to keep pressing on. We have not heard confirmation.
Falcon 9 has landed. Landing operators moving to 11.1.
There you go. We heard the call out from recovery. Falcon 9 has landed. We hope to get a shot of it on the deck of the drone ship a little bit later, but we can confirm we're down with the first stage. We're pressing on the second stage mission. Currently, trajectory looks good. We've begun throttling down the Merlin vacuum engine, maintaining the G load on the Iridium Next satellites. And we've got the view back from this drone ship. There it is.
It sounds like, there you go on your screen, we do have a successful first stage landing, despite the challenging conditions there. And we also got confirmation of stage 2 in good orbit.
All right, let's see if we get it. About 500 kilometers away from where it launched from. The vehicle will now undergo its safing procedures, and the recovery team will make sure it's strapped down and it'll make its way back to Earth. Or sorry, back to Cape Canaveral. It's already on it. So there's still a lot more to go here. We have Dragon separation coming up. Let's go back to Tom Perderio to cover that next big milestone.
Wow.
Stage 1, entry burn has started. Side boosters are transonic.
And there you can see the reentry burn for center core has begun. Coming up in about 5 seconds here, the side boosters landing burn will begin as well.
Side booster landing burn has started.
Sight to see.
Now we're waiting for the engine to shut down on the second stage and for the center core to land. Now, if all goes well, we'll have successfully recovered all 3 boosters, which we have never done before. Now, coming up in about 20 seconds, we're going to listen for confirmation of SECO 1, or second engine cutoff 1.
Ship AOS.
And back shutdown.
And we have confirmation.
Center core
now we're just waiting to hear
transonic.
good orbit.
Nominal orbit insertion.
And we have that confirmed, good orbit.
Now coming up here in about 15 seconds will be the center core landing burn beginning. So again, as we mentioned earlier, this is going to be a challenging landing.
Stage 1, landing
and we are
starting.
landing on our drone ship, Of Course I Still Love You. And
Center core landing legs are deployed.
looks like we lost the live view. Waiting for some confirmation, and it sounds like we landed the center core on our drone ship. We have landed the center core for the first time on our drone ship, Of Course I Still Love You. For the first time, we've landed all 3 boosters for Falcon Heavy. What an amazing day. So now we are going to take a quick break. You can hear our crowd going wild. 3 for 3 boosters today on Falcon Heavy. What an amazing accomplishment. So now the primary mission is still going well. We are about to enter the coast phase, so we're going to take a quick break. But we'll leave you with an animation that shows you where we are throughout the coast phase. We will be back at about T plus 26 minutes for second stage.
Landing legs have deployed.
Stayed.
Of Course I Still Love You. Falcon 9 has landed. Landing operators move into procedure 11.100 on Recovery 1 and ECF 9.
It sounds like we may have confirmation that the first stage has landed. That is a shot from Of Course I Still Love You of the first stage of the Falcon 9 rocket for its 3rd landing.
Nominal Falcon orbit insertion.
Always great to see those first stages come back. While that was happening, we did have our second engine cut off.
Call out for stage 1 transonic.
Stage 1 landing burn has started.
Landing burn has begun. Due to the fog, we might lose the video as it touches down, but stay tuned.
Landing legs have deployed.
Okay, there you can see. There you can see, again through the fog, but at least a little bit more clearly this time. Falcon 9.
About 10 seconds away.
Side booster landing burn startup.
We've heard the call out for side booster landing burn startup, and there you see it on your screen. See it coming towards our 2 landing pads. See those landing legs deployed. Incredible.
Side boosters are successfully landed. Landing operators move into procedure.
Confirmed side booster landing. What an iconic view. We've also, at the same time, I believe we've had second engine cutoff at the same time. As we mentioned earlier, the center core entry and landing is going to be risky. During entry, it'll face more heating and dynamic pressure than we've ever experienced on Falcon 9 or Heavy flight before. Why, you ask? Because we have to lift the second stage higher and faster than other Falcon Heavy flights in order to have enough performance in it to execute 4 burns into all the different orbits. So coming up at T plus 9 minutes and 39 seconds, we should see the center core entry burn ending.
Center core entry burn.
Oh, we have the confirmation. Looks like that was the confirmation for it to begin. So we're a little bit off the timeline.
Center core entry burn shut down.
And we had just heard the confirmation that center core entry burn has shut down. And now that the entry burn is complete, the center core is moving back about 20% faster than it was at the end of the Falcon Heavy 2 Arabsat entry burn.
First stage Cape LOS expected.
Now we're coming up, we're just about a minute away from that center core landing burn beginning, and as we've been mentioning, this will be the most difficult landing that we've had to date. This will be a 3-engine burn. That center engine will start up first, and then 2 outer engines will start up as well for that landing burn. Now we're just 30 seconds away from that center core landing. And it's no surprise that we do not have a live view of that center core as it's coming down, but it looks like we got a live view of the drone ship there. Of course, I still love you. If you're just now tuning in, we're just about 10 seconds away from that center core landing burn beginning.
FTS is saved.
You can see Cape Canaveral coming into view. In terms of fuel conservation, we only fire 1 Merlin engine on this final burn. Engine number 9, the center engine.
Stage 1 entry transonic. Stage 1 landing brake started.
Our landing burn has begun.
Stage 2 has entered terminal guidance.
You see the landing legs are deploying.
Falcon 9 has landed, landing operators doing procedure 11.100.
And the Falcon has landed. Congratulations to everyone here at SpaceX for another successful landing. For those of you keeping score, this is our 44th successful first stage recovery. This is our secondary mission at SpaceX. It's our commitment.
Will we have the drone ship? And wow, the Falcon has landed for the 4th time. Amazing. These boosters are designed to be used 10 times. Let's turn it around for a 5th, guys.
Acquisition of signal, New Hampshire. Stage 1 landing legs have deployed.
Except we may have lost the link of the footage. We're listening in to see if we can.
Stage 1 has landed. Recovery operators 11.100. Recovery 1
and touchdown of Falcon 9 on our drone ship. Of course, I still love you. You can certainly hear the excitement here at.
Stage 1 entry burn shutdown. Stage 1 landing leg deploy.
Nominal parking orbit insertion.
Stage 2 is under terminal guidance.
Stage 1 landing leg deploy. Falcon 9 has landed.
Stage 1 landing leg deploy.
Stage 2 is in terminal guidance.
Falcon 9 has landed.
And the of our first stage for the 50th time. Congratulations to the entire SpaceX team for another.
Stage 1, landing leg deploy.
Stage 2 FTS is safe.
This burn lasts about 36 seconds long.
Stage 2 FTS is saved.
While that entry burn continues, we're just about a minute away from SECO. We'll have a number of events all happen in rapid succession. It'll be the
shutdown.
second engine cutoff.
Stage 1
We'll
entry
be
burn
looking for
shutdown.
that stage 1 landing burn shortly after.
Yeah, actually, just within a few seconds of each other. It's such a cool view on your left screen, seeing Bob and Doug on Dragon. Right now, you can see the displays that they are seeing right now themselves.
Terminal guidance.
And back throttle step.
We are coming up 25 seconds or so away from SECO, or second engine cutoff.
This is also the point where Bob and Doug are experiencing their highest G-force. We're seeing the counter tick up to right about 1.8.
Copy, Shannon.
You heard Shannon, so that just means they're in their final abort zones. If they were to abort at this point, it would either be an abort to orbit or to land off the coast of Ireland. Standing by for second
Stage 1 landing
cutoff
startup.
confirmation.
And back throttle step. And back shutdown. Stage 1 landing ladder.
Confirmation of SECO's second engine cutoff.
Now we are waiting for our first stage to make its way to our drone ship. Of course, I still love you.
Dragon SpaceX nominal orbital insertion.
Launch escape confirmation
system is disarmed.
nominal
Dragon
orbital
copy.
insertion.
Nominal
Stage
orbital
1 landing leg
insertion.
deploy.
And what you're seeing on your screen is a live view of our drone ship, where our first stage will be coming down. Looks like we lost that live view, but we'll wait for confirmation of that landing shortly here.
Falcon 9 first stage is successfully landed.
And there you can see on your screen, Falcon 9 has landed. This is the first Falcon 9 to carry humans to orbit, so very exciting for us.
Stage 1 landing burn is started.
Terminal guidance.
Landing legs have deployed.
Stage 2 FTS is saved.
And JRTI, we have a stage 1 landed. Landing operators moving to procedure 11.100 on stage 1. Entry burn is started. Stage 1 landing legs have deployed. And stage 1 is landed. Landing operators proceed to 11.100.
Of the guiding to take the first stage towards our drone ship named Just Read the Instructions, which is about 350 nautical miles off the east coast of Florida. Coming up at about 50 seconds from now, we'll have two events happening about the same time. The first stage will ignite its single center Merlin 1D engine for landing burn. About the same time, the second stage will perform secondary engine
Stage
cutoff.
Stage 2 has entered terminal guidance.
Or SECO number 1. And while those two things occur, about 25 seconds later, the first stage will hopefully touch down on our drone ship. In between, they're deploying its landing legs. So watch for that on your left-hand screen.
Stage 2 FTS is saved.
Drone ship, AOS. Stage 1 landing burn is starting.
Ignition of that center Merlin engine on the first stage.
SECO 1.
Successful confirmation of shutdown of the Merlin vacuum engine. The guidance engineer is evaluating the orbit of the second stage now.
Nominal parking orbit.
Nominal parking orbit,
Landing
that's
legs
exactly what we want to
deployed.
hear. Landing leg deployment looks like right down the center.
And
Looks
stage
like
one
a
is
successful
landed.
landing.
Recovery operators move into
I see
procedure
a first
11.100
stage.
on
Excellent.
ECF9.
So that, we first flew Falcon 9 10 years ago, actually this month. Since then, it's completed 88 missions, and now the most flown operational rocket in the United States. This mission completed its first landing, and hopefully we'll have many more to come.
Stage 2 expected.
The vehicle is now, we're actually going to enter into our first coast phase, now that we know that the second stage is in a successful parking orbit. That coast phase will last about 54 minutes and will end with our second stage relight at about T+1 hour and 3 minutes. We're going to come back shortly before that to cover the second engine start, number 2. Now, as we had mentioned earlier, today's mission is dedicated by the Space Force to the memory of Colonel Thomas Falzerano, commander of the 21st Space Wing at Peterson Air Force Base in Colorado. As a leader of the Air Force's 5th largest wing, he commanded
An entry burn shutdown. Stage 1, landing leg deploy.
Nominal park orbit insertion.
Stage 1, nominal.
Start internal guidance.
Stage 1, landing leg deploy.
Stage 2 FTS is saved.
Stage 1, landing leg deploy.
Stage 1, landing confirmed. Stage 1, landing leg deploy. Stage 1, landing confirmed.
Stage 1, landing leg deploy. Stage 1, landing confirmed. Stage 1, landing burn.
Terminal guidance.
Stage 1, landing leg deploy.
Seeker.
Stage 1, landing confirmed.
Stage 2 FTS is saved.
Stage 1, landing leg deploy.
Nominal parking orbit.
We've got a view now of the actual booster coming back. It's got its grid fins out, and that's helpful. It has to use those things.
Yep, it has to help steer it as it's making its way back to land. So it's the steering mechanism.
It's really interesting that it lands right next to the launch pad. We have a little tent over top of us, so we're not going to see that first boost back burner. But we have a clear shot of it coming down onto the pad. The other thing we're waiting for, and we're making sure that we keep track of, is the engine cutoff of stage 2. And we're going to call that out. Here it comes. There it is!
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Coming in at an angle and just straightening out. What do you think, Jesse? That's amazing.
Oh my goodness, I might cry right now.
This is so incredible. Every time I see this, it's just
slowing down so perfectly.
Perfect.
Just hovering. There's the sonic booms we talked about, and touchdown.
Oh my, we heard that.
Oh, that was.
Yes.
And Falcon 9 has landed at LZ4.
Stage 1, landing leg deploy. Stage 1, nominal landing confirmed.
And we have Seago.
Stage 1 has landed. Landing operators proceed into 11.100 on recovery 1. Stage 1 landing burn startup.
Stage 2 FTS is saved.
Stage 1 landing leg deploy.
Stage 2 start of terminal guidance.
Nominal stage 1 landing confirmed.
Nominal
stage 1
orbit
landing.
insertion.
Stage 1, landing leg deploy.
Stage 1 landing leg deploy.
LOS stage 2, Cape Canaveral expected.
Stage 1, landing burn startup.
Stage 2 has entered terminal
Stage
guidance.
1, landing leg deploy. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1.
Stage 2 FTS is saved.
Hopefully we'll get a great video from our drone ship, Of Course I Still Love You. You can see it there on your left.
Stage 1, landing leg deploy.
Stage 2 FTS is saved.
Looks like we've briefly lost the video. Hopefully we can get a confirmation here soon about whether or not the first stage has successfully landed. Meanwhile, second stage is still looking good. We did just have confirmation of our successful stage 1 landing. This will mark our 75th successful recovery of an orbital class rocket, the 8th recovery of this particular booster, and our second landing in the past 12 hours. Again, this is the second time that we've recovered a booster for the 8th time. And in just a few seconds here, you're gonna hear the call out for, well, we just had a call out for SECO 1, in fact, for our second stage, and a confirmation for a good orbit. And now that stage 2 is going to coast in this orbit for the next 35 minutes or so. And while that happens, we'll take a look at this animation showcasing where we are in the coast phase, and we'll see you back here at T plus 45 minutes for a second stage relight.
Stage 1 landing leg deploy. Stage 1 landing confirmed.
Unfortunately, it looks like we weren't able to maintain that video signal. We'll bring that back to you as soon as we can, as well as a status update on that landing. Everything continues to look good.
Stage 2 FTS is saved.
Everything continues to look good there with second stage.
Stage 1 landing confirmed.
All right, we heard it. We couldn't see it, but we did hear verbal confirmation that we had a successful landing of that booster, marking our 70th.
Signal stage 2 from the Cape as expected.
This marks our 77th successful recovery of an orbital class rocket, and the 9th landing of this particular booster. Like I mentioned before, this is the first time that we've launched and landed a Falcon 9 first stage 9 times.
Nominal orbit insertion.
And just like that, we heard confirmation of a good orbit. So at this point, stage 2 is going to coast for a little bit, actually for the next 35 minutes or so. So hang tight. We'll see you back here at T plus 45 minutes for a second stage relight.
Acquisition of signal, Newfoundland.
Stage 1 landing confirmed.
Stage 1 landing leg deploy.
Stage 2 has saved its flight termination system.
Stage 1 landing confirmed.